Donald Trump was asked about the well-known racist Lara Loomer, who was flying on the Trump plane, and she's been tagging along with Donald Trump, including at the 9/11 memorial in New York City the other day. Lara Loomer is not only racist, but she's a 9/11 denier. And Trump brought her along to the memorial, which is kind of a slap in the face to New Yorkers, just another in a long line of slaps in the face from Donald Trump to New Yorkers and Americans. But he was asked about Lara Loomer flying on his plane, and he, of course, made excuses for her and then denied knowing anything about her racism.
Your Republican colleagues or your allies who are concerned about your close relationship with Lara Loomer?
Well, I don't know what they would say. Laura's been a supporter of mine, just like a lot of people are supporters, and she's been a supporter of mine. She speaks very positively of the campaign. I'm not sure why you asked that question, but Laura is a supporter. I don't control Laura. Laura has to say what she wants. She's a free spirit. Well, I don't know. I mean, look, I can't tell Laura what to do. Laura's a supporter. I have a lot of supporters, but I don't know what exactly you're referring to. That's okay. Yeah, please. I just don't know. Laura's a supporter. I don't know. She is a strong person. She's got strong opinions, and I don't know what she said, but that's not up to me. She's a supporter. Please.
Traveling with you on your plane.
Okay, a lot of people do. It's a very big plane.
With you. She made racist remarks about your opponent. She also espoused conspiracy theories about 9/11. Do you disavow those remarks?
Well, to see what the remarks are. You're telling me for the first time we're here discussing the destruction of San Francisco and California by a person that's running for president. So I don't even know what you're talking about. I do know that she may have said something based on what you're telling me, but I don't know what she said. But I'll go take a look and I'll put out a statement later on, but I really don't know, please.
So it's just a straight up lie that Donald Trump doesn't know she's a racist. I mean, just listen to how Lara Loomer talks about Kamala Harris and black women on her podcast. That's out in the open. That's not behind closed doors.
Independent black woman, I don't need no man, and I'm going to get Whitey. And I'm going to lock Donald Trump up, just like Letitia James, right? And she goes, now you're going to elect me, and I'm going to lock him up. We're going to get Trump. Like the way they talk and their little DEI Shaniqua voices. And they all have the same voice. I'm talking about Kamala Harris, Letitia James, and Fannie Willis. Like meritless DEI Shaniquas talk the same way. It's very obnoxious the way that they talk.
Donald Trump clearly knows who Lara Loomer is. I mean, again, she says this openly on her podcast. Imagine how she talks behind closed doors. Imagine how she talks on board Donald Trump's plane. I can only imagine the racism that goes on inside that plane. It must be just so disgusting seeing how these people talk out in public. When they're in closed doors surrounded by all of those racists who surround Donald Trump now. I mean, it just must be, a swamp of racism, if you want to call it that. And then Donald Trump says, well, it's a big plane. I don't know who's on board my plane. Like Donald Trump is the only person who's the only presidential candidate with a big plane. Do racists get on board Kamala Harris's plane? Have they gotten on board anyone else's plane? No, Donald, it's your plane. No other presidential candidate has had a controversy like this. No other presidential candidate has had people like Nick Fuentes, a known anti-Semite and just white nationalist, over to his house for dinner. You're the only person with these swamp creatures around you, Donald. But it's a big plane. Hey, I don't know. Anybody can get on board this big plane. That kind of denial. And then he pushes that further. I don't know what she said. I don't know. I'll have to see. What she said. That sounds to me like how he responds to whenever he's asked about anything he doesn't like or anything that would make him look bad, like Project 2025, right? His answers are something like, Oh, I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it. I'm not associated with it, but I've heard there's good things in it. They may have some bad things in it, but there are some good things in it. But I don't know anything about it. I haven't read it. I purposely haven't read it. I don't know anything about it, but there are good things in it. Donald Trump. I don't know if she's a racist. Is she a racist? Those are strong opinions. That's Donald Trump's pattern of lying and denying. And then it's the classic Donald promise to do something about it and then never do anything about it. Oh yeah. I'll issue a statement if I know what you're talking about, reporter. If I see something wrong. Oh yeah. I'll issue a statement. I'll issue something. Sounds like Donald Trump and his response to Obamacare. Oh yeah. I got a replacement. It's coming. 9 years later, I have concepts of a plan. Really? Really, Donald? Is it going to take you 9 years to respond to Nick Fuentes being at your Mar-a-Lago estate and have dinner with you and having Lara Loomer on your plane and bringing Lara Loomer to the 9/11 memorial? Are you going to have concepts of an apology or a statement in 9 years? Is that how long it's going to take you? Donald Trump here. I mean, classic Donald. Deny and lie whenever it's pointed out that, oh yeah, you're a racist. You're a racist. You're surrounded by racists, and you don't really care.
You guys are saying he's taking advice from her. How do you know that? Brian doesn't know that.
She's riding on the plane with him, posting memes that he then talks about and adds dogs into them in the debate.
Have you on this show had someone else who says crazy stuff, anti-Semitism, plenty of that on the left? Have you done the same kind of segment for Kamala? Because there's plenty of examples out there. So I just find this kind of juvenile, to be honest with you.
Right, but what you're not doing is you're not saying anything about Lara Loomer.
Right there.
So your argument.
Do one with her.
Right. What you're doing is you're trying to distract. Your argument doesn't. I'm asking about Lara Loomer.
I just find it juvenile. That's all.
Okay. Is it juvenile for the former president to hang out with her and to take advice from her?
I don't know that he's taking advice from her.
Okay.
I don't know who she is.
Is it?
So I don't know. It doesn't matter if he's on the plane.
I've been on that plane lots of times.
Did he take advice from you?
He took a lot of advice from me. He won in 2016, didn't he?
He brought her to 9/11 remembrances.
I don't know.
She's with him for days at a time. She's there for a reason. People aren't just.
I just think, Anderson. Yes, we might want to talk about like rumors. I'm not ruining reputation.
You are.
We're just having a conversation about like rumors. I mean, this is not. The American people don't care about this. They just don't care about it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so when she's saying on Twitter that Kamala Harris turned black, and he's using her words at the NABJ, the American people don't care about that. They're like, that's a racist dog whistle, Scott. And that's something that he is getting from her, and she's lighting matches into his mouth.
I mean, I just feel like this is just
well, come on, you know that.
That's all.
Okay, so if he is getting advice from her, is that a wise idea?
She's happy right now, Anderson. She's got to be super happy because she's getting tons of airtime right now for nothing. And just like Brian said,
I'm just asking you.
What you say is bad.
Okay, I understand you don't want to answer the question because you're trying to deflect.
I'm not trying to deflect anything.
No, but that's your argument style, and I get it. I understand the tactic.
What are you asking me?
Is it wise if she is giving him advice and he's taking advice from her? Is that wise?
I don't know. Probably not. But I don't know he's taking advice. I don't know. Do you?
Okay. Based on the reporting,
On Brian's reporting?
Actually, the reporting about her being on the plane and the memes that then end up in the debate, and also...
Is there a reporter who sat on the plane with Donald Trump and said Lara Loomer is giving him advice? I mean, is there?
He's using her words, Scott. He's using her words and her sentence structure when he's in a debate or he's in an interview. He's taking her words.